Welcome. I'm Andrew Hooper, the founder of Breakthrough to Thrive and principal of Hooper Financial and Hooper Insurance Services. And today's topic is this. Sometimes the lesson you are getting is the lesson of patience. Accept the lesson and enjoy the process. This is the Daily Breakthrough. For any of you who have teenagers, you are going to totally understand and relate to this story. If you do not have teenagers yet, guess what? Congratulations! I get to share with you some things that you can learn to love and expect in your near future so that you are better prepared for what it is to be the parent of a teenager. So, love my oldest son to death, absolutely amazing child, but guess what? Man, oh man, the other day I was frustrated. Danielle was frustrated. We were just challenged. It was a difficult. Did you pick that up? It was a difficult day. See, teenagers got those emotions, those feelings all inside of them, the hormones going, and there are times where you just do not understand what's going on inside of them. You have a moment where things are fantastic and awesome and fun, and then bam! Almost immediately, it's like a flip. And they're moody and angry and frustrated, whatever. So we were dealing with this with my oldest son the other day. Actually, for a couple of days, we were kind of dealing with some things where he was just super frustrated, emotional, would flip like on a dime. Just didn't take much, and it would trigger him. And in turn, it was starting to trigger me. It was starting to trigger my wife, and it was just, it was just feeling somewhat toxic. And it's not his fault. He's just a teenage boy trying to figure out life, right? Here I am, almost 40 years old, trying to do the same thing. Creating video content like this as I am working through the same thing, trying to figure out life and how to make it better for myself and those around me, and sharing my experience back with you through this format. So I had this revelation that here I am seeking out this lesson of, God, what is it that I'm supposed to learn here? This is so frustrating, so challenging having to work with him over the last few days. And all of a sudden, it struck me. I've had to have patience and forgiveness for myself for 20 years of trying to figure out what it is to be an adult. He's 13 years old. I've got to have patience, because if I'm almost 40 and I still haven't figured it all out, how can I expect him at 14 years old to know even what I know at almost 40? That doesn't mean that I accept things that are unacceptable, but it does mean that I have to simply be patient and understand that the lesson for me in all of this is that it's patience, and that I need to just simply accept that as a lesson and enjoy the journey as best I can, because it's not going to happen overnight for my son. It's not going to happen overnight for your son or your daughter or your grandchildren. You can't forget, you are trying to hold them to a standard of a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 70-year-old. And think about how much time it's taken you to just figure out your own life. And maybe you're still trying to figure it out. So have compassion and try to have understanding for the fact that this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. And the lesson, perhaps, that is needed is a lesson in patience. And this doesn't only apply to our kids. It could apply to coworkers. Maybe you're tenured in your role. You've got 15 years, 20 years, 30 years experience, and some new person comes on. You cannot expect them to operate at your level. You can't. They do not have the experience. You can have the same issue occur with your spouse on things. Maybe, you know what? Maybe my wife wants me to cook something. I don't mind. I'm not a bad cook, but there's a reality. She's way more talented and experienced at it than I am. She actually has a passion for it. She loves it. She knows terms that I don't know. She knows immediately off the top of her head how many tablespoons to a cup. I don't know. I've got to look that stuff up. And so my process is slower. So she could get all frustrated with me and angry at me, but the reality is it's not going to serve her, and it's definitely not going to serve me because I'm not coming at it with the experience and the expertise that she has. So we can find this all over in our life where we try to hold people to a standard that matches our standard simply because for us it's become the way that we operate in everyday living. But you've got to recognize that they may not be where you're at. And so you've got to come at it with patience, understanding, and just care. So my question for you is, where in your life are you experiencing this? I know you are. Somewhere in your life you're experiencing this right now. And it's a challenge and a frustration. And my challenge to you is, how can you step back and have a little bit more grace for that person? Share in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking that button, and don't forget to click the bell so you get notified as we produce new content. And check out one of these videos right here. I think that's where they'll be, right there. Check out one of these videos. You'll probably enjoy it. All right, I cannot wait to see you break through.